Last game in the late afternoon slate, the Bills at the Raiders. The line opened up -1.5. It's all the way up to 3. So who do you like in this game?
I still like the Bills. I don't know why their win would move the line by 1.5. I guess maybe it would have to do more with the Raiders losing by a lot to the Patriots, because I do think I've said this all year, I think the Bills are very similar to the Patriots as a team, at least in terms of how they stack up on defense and a little bit on offense. And I think that the Bills defense is going to be able to contain the Raiders offense. Just the same way we saw the Patriots do it, take away the run, take away Darren Waller, and make Derek Carr make plays to somebody else. And that's really the reason the Patriots emerged victoriously. I think the Bills will be able to do that. Of course, they're going to have to play better in the second half than they did last week, because they were up huge on the Rams. They'd only allowed 3 points in the first half. They let the Rams come all the way back to the point that the Rams should have won that game. And frankly speaking, I don't exactly even understand how it happened. So Sean McDermott has to make that a teachable moment, like just get his secondary back 7 linebackers to play a little bit better in that moment. But I do think they have the personnel to beat the Raiders. I think that the matchup on offense for the Bills is too good too, because they have Devin Singletary and the Raiders are terrible against the run. Then you have Josh Allen. He's got a ton of weapons, so you can make some play action stuff happen. Allen will make plays with his legs. So I like the Bills -3 for a couple units. I think they just ultimately emerge victoriously in this one. I think by a field goal it's possible. So, and I kind of think the Raiders are going to come back down to earth a little bit after they kind of had me questioning, like, oh, is this team better than I thought they were? I think the answer to that is if you contain Josh Jacobs and Waller, then I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I think if you take away all motivational angles and stuff like that, I would definitely agree with you. I think the Bills match up well against the Raiders. So that needs to be said. But, sometimes the better team doesn't always win. And there's definitely a strong motivational edge for the Raiders in this game. It's twofold. One, the Bills had that, dramatic last-second win against the Rams, and it was a statement game for sure. Like, they wanted to say that they're the better team. The Rams came in with so much hype. Everyone was saying the Rams are a top 5 team. No one was talking about the Bills, and the Bills wanted to prove that they were legit Super Bowl contenders, which I think they are. And they ended up winning that game, and it was a tight win. So they had to celebrate that game. Next week they played the Titans, and the Titans are undefeated. So that's gonna be a big game. In between that, this Raiders matchup, and I think it's gonna be a little tricky. The second reason I think that the Bills or the Raiders have a big motivational edge is something that, like, I guess none of us know is like, how big of an advantage is Las Vegas going to be for the Raiders? Because it can be very distracting. Like, I've compared Las Vegas to the spam folder in your email box. Like, there's like so many things coming at you, like so loud. And like, how distracted are the Bills going to be, especially off that win? Maybe they'll want to party or gamble a lot and like go to Fremont, like in Old Vegas. Like, there's a lot of fun to have down there. And, I can see the Bills maybe partying a little too much. So that's a concern for me. Also, I think a very likely result of this game is the Bills winning by 3. So it's important to have the +3. If this were -2.5, I might actually think twice about it. But with Raiders +3 being available, I'm going to take the +3 and kind of bank on the Raiders having this great home field advantage in Vegas.
The Vegas point is a very good one, and that's actually one of the reasons I think we saw in their first year as an expansion team, the Vegas Golden Knights, kind of power through the Western Conference in the NHL. So I could definitely see the Bills coming in and getting distracted there. But I'm going to stick with the Bills just because I think the matchup is there. But your motivational points make a ton of sense. So it wouldn't surprise me entirely if the Raiders do cover or beat the Bills here. So I may drop my unit count from 2 to 1, but I'm going to stick with the Bills because I'm not a believer in the Raiders. They're going to have to show me more, and I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I'm sure as well. It's worth noting that the only -2.5 I see is at Pinnacle. And Pinnacle is the sharpest book anywhere, and they want Bills action. So that kind of says something to me about like what they think. Like, obviously that could change, so we'll see. Real quick question: do you guys play teasers? I mess this a lot. And teasers are, they're called teasers for a reason. Like they seem so easy, and you're like, oh, how can I possibly lose this? And you usually end up losing. The only way I like a teaser is if you have to go through 3, 6, and 7. It doesn't matter which way you go. You have to get through those numbers. That's the only way it mathematically makes sense. So you get a +2.5 and take it all the way up to 8.5, or conversely, you get -8.5, take it down to -2.5. That's the smart way to do a teaser, but you have to get 3, 6, and 7. So
yeah, my friend Chris is playing a teaser this week on the Bucks and the Seahawks, I think. But I think he got them both at -6.5, so they just have to win. So basically, it's an even money line bet that both of those teams win. But
yeah, that's something I don't like, is because let's just say Seattle is -7.5 and you got -1.5. I would like that a lot more because you're getting 7. But here you're only getting 6 and 3. So I don't think the math adds up to that being a good bet. Like, it could obviously win for sure. I just think, like, mathematically you're not getting good odds with that.
Yeah, I think those two teams hypothetically should win. So I like it, but there's always you're right. That's why they're called teasers. They always look so great on paper, and then you don't hit them. I do play weird teasers every week, though. I take like 7 of our picks and just tease them to see if anything will happen. I put like $1 on it. I did hit 2 of those this year, so
nice.
But that's just because our picks have been ridiculous. So I assume I will just be setting my money on fire most of the time in the future.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully we continue this hot streak that we have going.